Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PS1 demo disc from 2020. The original. It's been quite some time since I've revisited this. Let's see how some of these hold up and see how far along some of them are in their development. I have played at least 2 of these in their complete iterations. So they both started us with Dead Heat. Let's begin with that. Dames, lies, murder mystery, and zombies in the twilight years of the 21st century. Alright. Okay, so Sonia Vargas is 29, a detective at level 3, a talented liar and highly persuasive woman with a keen sight into the hearts of men. Her deductive skills are formidable, though physically unimposing, while Lilith Troy was born in 18th of March 2014, human age 1868, as a zombie. Same rank, Lilith is a seasoned and streetwise hunter zombie, with a high sense of self-confidence. She relishes any chance to use her unnatural abilities to intimidate others. We'll go with Sonia, so... No, go with Lilith. Okay, so a clean cop is you've done your best to not let the black tentacles of corruption stain your perfect record, even the cost of some friends. The underground resents you, but those who also remain untouchable will aid a fellow crusader. Whereas the dirty cop does not mind you a little dirty to get what you need. Your reputation for blackmail and extreme measures precedes you. Honest folk will see you as trouble, while some in the underground understand you know the score. Or a Black Widow. Manipulating and threatening people isn't a job, it's a lifestyle. Making into the minds of men and pressuring their most vulnerable side for your own ends is a challenge you derive endless pleasure from. Criminals and honest folk alike want nothing to do with you. Not stop them from falling into your blackmails. Yeah, we'll play Lilith as a Black Widow. So hold on. I've just... Okay, here we are. Let's check in with how Sonia's feeling. Hmm. Dark Ages? Curious. What a bit of death. Okay, so there is a run function. Okay, let's look. I don't think the use of various can let us really know precisely who's talking at any given moment. Even if Sonia's text can definitely clash with the light on the copcast, for instance. Music choice is fantastic here as well. A throne is highlighted. And just like that, we have a party accruing. Charming, isn't it? Okay. There's some Bunny Loops stereo. See what's behind here. Now, I don't know the password presently. I'm certain we will find it soon enough. Also appreciate the pre-rendered look of the scenery. Very good for bringing art. That classic look. I saw a computer over here. Okay. I suppose everything we would really find useful is sealed off. Okay. Leon Blight, I'm writing this message to you to remind you of the severe penalties regarding the misplacement of security passes. These are in place to ensure your safety and the safety of everyone else at NYX Pharmaceuticals. Loss of your security passes endangered you and your co-workers. As is your first infraction, you'll be issued this warning. Repeat infractions will see your pay reduced for the month. Further infractions will see your employment contract ended. You will be issued a replacement card in the next 3 weeks. We advise all employees to store their cards in secure and memorable locations around their homes. We shall take every possible measure to keep this replacement safe. Not to matter when the time comes, I know what the code is. It's the last tool. And it over you presently. Okay. So it says it's time. Wonder why it's been reduced. Just the single match. Hmm, there warrants an interaction here at the moment. Not presently. Mm. Okay, so there are interruptions that one can engage in. Very interesting. None of those are interactable, as far as I can tell. Broken glass. Seems like it's just for blood. And you don't seem to want to interact with me presently. Likewise, nothing pops up when we hover over anything here. Likewise, nothing on the table. Okay, is that our main lead? Let's see what might be suggested. Okay, so as far as that goes, things right as far as the bed itself, that I can tell at least. And then as far as this, we cannot access the computer presently. Right, okay, do we... Nothing of interest on the counter. Okay, so it's mostly find the mat book. There's... And he's fighting a bit. Hmm. Okay, there's probably more in the demo. It's something that feels fairly early on, but promising. And it's still in development, and I'm very excited to see how it shapes up in the end. Because its world building and atmosphere really are quite good at gripping you. As for Heartworm, Sam receives a strange tape in the mail. Watching it brings her to a deeply unsettling place that feels strangely familiar. There we are. Now we have you properly quieted down. Let's re-experience the Heartworm demo. Okay. We'll go with tank controls. Clinician's evaluation. Sam, redacted, 23-year-old female, average height and weight, no relevant medical history. Patient reported insomnia, recurring intrusive thoughts related to self-harm/harm to others, low self-esteem, obsessive tendencies, episodes of panic, and high baseline anxiety, 7 of 10. Patient described these symptoms as chronic and varying in severity, possibly related to traumatic events from childhood. Patient also mentioned social relationships suffering as a result of symptoms. Observation preliminary lab results returned normal. Heart rate and blood pressure elevated. Patient avoided eye contact and appeared anxious. Only spoke when queried. Patient appeared detached, preoccupied with thoughts. Assessment: the following diagnoses are based on currently available information and may change as additional information becomes available. Post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety disorder unspecified, major depressive disorder recurrent moderate, panic disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder. Plan: need to gather more information. Patient referred to psychiatrist for further evaluation and urged to follow up at clinic in 7 days. Patient encouraged to research exposure therapy. And thus, acquire tape. VHS tape. Tape in. Let's see what's on it. Do you remember? Always a very good question. Let's see if anything in the house reminds us of anything. Or maybe not immediately. It's locked from the other side. What about the rear door? That one does work. Okay, deep scratchings. Almost feels as if the refrigerator was moved. Of non-fiction novels. Okay. Upstairs is blocked. You can now exit through the front at least. And acquire a key. Hallucinations as a trauma-based memory. Implications for psychological interventions. Routine information processing involves a process called contextual integration, whereby detailed encoding of incoming stimuli takes place, which facilitates later memory recall. One example being able to remember who was at your birthday by recalling a full contextual image of the event. Also being able to remember what happened before and after a specific event due to the integration of relevant temporal information. However, during a traumatic event, the need for a quick behavioral response requires rapid information processing. This is achieved through a temporary decrease in contextual integration and a quick response based on a basic perceptual processing. Provision of a rapid response to danger has the consequence of a vulnerability to experiencing intrusive memories of the stressful event at a future date. The reduced contextual processing of the trauma stimuli makes them difficult to recall on a voluntary basis, due to the lack of integration with cues which normally facilitate recall. However, the information is typically triggered involuntarily by stimuli which have a perceptual match to some aspect of the traumatic event, e.g. a sound or visual stimuli that invokes memory of the event. Therefore, within these theories, reduced levels of contextual integration are considered central to the development of trauma-related intrusive memories. Thereafter, the intrusions may be maintained through a number of cognitive and behavioral processes, such as avoidance, in order to develop a presentation of PTSD. However, in order to be diagnosed with PTSD, the individual or their clinician is likely to be confident that the intrusions are in fact memories of a stressful event. A number of pages are destroyed. In summary, the relationship between hearing voices, seeing visions, and traumatic events continues to intrigue the clinical researchers. However, a full theoretical understanding remains elusive. The subgroup of voices and visions which are directly linked to stressful events are likely to be responsive to interventions which are based on a well-developed theoretical understanding of reaction trauma. We find a book and return it. Oh, going upstairs is blocked. Okay, well we have a key. Which, if nothing is available in the house itself, the doors will not bound to access the basement. There is the garage. And immediately there is an elusive book. And so many VHS tapes. Narcissus and Goldmund. Herman Hayes. He thought that all men trickled away, changing constantly until they finally dissolved, while the artist's created images remained unchangeably the same. He thought that the fear of death was perhaps the root of all art, perhaps also all things of the mind. We fear death. We shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see the flowers wilt again and again, and the leaves fall, and in our hearts we know that we, too, are transitory and will search for laws and formulate thought. It is in order to salvage something from the great dance of death, make something that lasts longer than we do. Perhaps the woman after whom the master shaped his beautiful Madonna is already wilted or dead, and soon he too will be dead. Others will live in his house and eat at his table, but his work will still be standing hundreds of years from now, and longer. It will go on shimmering in the quiet cloister church, unchangingly beautiful, forever smiling with the same sad, flowering mouth. It does refocus. Here we are. That's why all the tapes are knocked out of it. +1 red book. It does seem important, if it is so well read. Based on scratcher, one would presume that will be movable from the other side, but there's no way to get the other side of it presently. That would explain why. The choice of Dutch angle. It opens up. Does it open anything actually? Hold on. Letter from T. Damn, I tried calling, but your phone was disconnected and I didn't know what else to do. Everyone is worried. Your boss called Mom and said you stopped showing up. I called Jane, but she said she's not talking to you anymore. I haven't always been there for you, but if you need anything, I want to help. What's going on with you? It's about what happened 10 years ago, Sam. It's not your fault. You can't hang on to this forever. Love you. Please call me. Signed, E. Before we do that, what was on the other side, if anything? The general idea of... Only there's no that you can move these bookcases when they are empty. Fair enough. When you're given something so focused on scenery, it's important to walk slowly and take it all in.
Do you remember the first time you realized that one day you were going to die? Do you remember the way that fear went through you, like electricity? The way it consumed your thoughts? The way it paralyzed you? Do you remember that day? Don't worry. I'll remind you.
It's always fun seeing clear inspiration from classic survival horror. Taken more into a puzzly direction. Just because puzzles really were such an important portion of that era. It was the puzzles and moving between them that made the dance of resources as you move between various rooms, deciding whether or not to kill an enemy, gauging whether or not they would respawn later on. It was these sorts of experiences that really created that dance. It's always important to remember how important those puzzles are. Next up, a place forbidden. The Library of Ouroboros and its vast stone of occult knowledge is finally within your reach. In the end, it was almost too easy to find. Fiddle with the controls first. So, flashlight, crouch. Library of Ouroboros. I'm finally here. Almost anticlimactic to stand so easily within its walls after all those years of searching. It's almost true, the library contains knowledge beyond anything one might hope to find on Earth. Words of power, occult learnings, enough to transcend death. It will be mine. All of it. I just need to know where to look. Of philosophy, history, and a few stray encyclopedias. We've also done math and physics, but there are some more obscure wings of science. What I'm looking for. Horror novels, how drawn. I've been having these nightmares, Doctor. I'm alone, but I don't feel alone. Like I should. Rather, there's no one with me, but that's not to say there's nothing around. It's difficult to explain, but it is an uncomfortable feeling. Something drones low in the background all the while. I can hear snatches of whispers, but only just barely. Like something's conversing with me just out of my range of hearing. Just something. Something is watching. Just as something is watching just out of my sight range. Everything's too still. Wrong. I don't remember how I got there, and I can't figure out how to leave. Everything's all hallways upon hallways, shelves of books that look like they've never been opened. Almost all of them are still, and yet I get a feeling like I mustn't open any of them ever I do. There's a pull toward them, of course, a sense that I will learn more than I could ever hope to on Earth. There's danger, a vague, creeping danger. The feeling that something is very, very interested in every move I make. Who or what it might be, I don't know. I don't know if it wants to bring me in, or if it wants me to leave. How does it end? Well, as I mentioned, there's no real way to escape. Every place I go leads to more rooms, but eventually, after a time, I don't really hear them so much as feel them. Look no further. Look no further. Look no further. And then I awake. And every time I feel farther from this world. To be honest, Doctor, I hope it's all in my imagination. I'm afflicted with some kind of mania because a place like that can't exist. Shouldn't exist. And if it does, then I can only hope that no one else would be so unfortunate to visit it. So please, I've heard of none of these people. Almanacs. Useless. The ministers do act the leasing tool. Bernice enters, followed closely by the librarian. Before we start this, make sure these are... Okay, these are all separate. Just three, okay. Focus by the librarian. Bernice is breathless, looking both exasperated and slightly excited. The librarian's expression is unreadable, as per usual. But my husband will find out about us. We won't stay out forever. I wouldn't be so sure, my dear. Don't retire to the living room if we're to speak of such unpleasantness as your husband. Bernice's face breaks suddenly into a grin. She grabs the librarian's hand, taking him onto the couch beside her. Fine then. If you're to stay, I want to hear some of those secrets you keep talking about. You can't play me for the fool forever. I would never claim to do such a thing, my dear. How would you care to hear about how I can stop a human heart with but a word? Goodness, that sounds dangerous. It most certainly is. I wish to hear it. Then, of course, you shall. She leans close to Bernice, who closes her eyes as if expecting a kiss. The librarian leans past her, whispering something in her ear. Bernice's eyes open wide. She gives a single jerk, strangled groan, and goes limp, sliding off the cart. Too curious for her own gore. He stands, reaching in one of his pockets to withdraw a single black case containing Bernice's wedding ring. Taking a cursory look around the living room, the librarian eventually focuses on a single point on the opposite side. The librarian crosses the floor, leaves his item, and turns to leave. As he does so, the scene darkens, leaving only a single spotlight to illuminate the stage. It is fixed on the small black case, which the librarian has decided to leave sitting atop the minister's writing desk. Let's do the library. The Library of All Books wasn't so much built as it simply came to be. That much able to glean from the early murky tales, but a certain endless structure rich in occult knowledge. The first tale was penned by an unnamed Gaelic mystic who compiled a variety of accounts from travellers complaining of strange dreams. Many of these travellers' accounts of the place were the same. Endless hallways of strange materials, magic devices that seemed to give off light, or sounds without any visible source. but rarely were there many tangible details aside from these characteristics in the thought of knowledge ringing the walls of the place. This, of course, changed in approximately 670 when the mystic was visited by a lone woman. Reportedly wild-eyed, half-mad, and complaining of dreams much the same as her fellows, she claimed that these dreams became reality, briefly, and that she at one point even visited that bleak place. She claimed to run into a dark, amorphous figure with a score of glowing red eyes. This figure apparently spoke to her, promising her black knowledge should she only pledge herself to it. Though the mystic asked how this woman escaped such a place, the woman gave him no explanation. In fact, spoke no further, withdrawing from the mystic's hut to begin her travelling anew. She was never seen or heard from again. But this testimony is hardly a concrete example of the library's existence, but it certainly makes one wonder, if things like this could exist from the earliest days of modern man, what other truths could lie buried deep in the past? Would one be willing to tunnel through the cobwebs of years to reach the ancient tales hidden beneath? On the Founder, they came to the domain, a blank canvas in the cosmos, from places unknown and old as time. They've existed longer than man, longer than the sentient stones of Ur, longer than the cosmic force that runs through all things. They have always been. They saw the ruin that coursed through the universe, the constant in and out flux of entropy, and with entropy went items of worth. And it was that worth they sought to salvage. Not things, idea, thought. Power intangible. Through the years they reached, all their powers were immense. Through eons they snatched up secrets, dark and light. But it wasn't long before it all became too much, even for those ancient. The remaining pages have been torn out of this book, and they place a single piece of lined paper with an untidy scroll standing upon it in red ink. He'd go further, could have been deciphered from the last word in each of these books, but I tore them out. I couldn't let anyone else go any deeper. Sorry, but trust me, it's better this way. As you close the book, you make out a single word scratched, not written, into the inner cover. Your predecessor must have missed it, or it was made after the note was placed. Phone. Doesn't look like what strange behind sight. Intimates lie beyond its varnished surface. He was around the telephone. In some form or fashion. And this is the Mrs. writing desk. Presently, it's locked, and this is our entrance. Turn off both lights. Maybe all the lights. Hold on. Welcome message. From all our staff, welcome. We're glad you're here. As I'm sure you're aware, the Library of All Bulls is located in a picturesque part of Britain, up a grassy knoll east of Sussex. Many rural townships, obviously bereft of their own libraries, refer their villagers to the library. It is beloved by all. Hope you'll take your time, perusing our vast stores of literature, non-fiction, fiction, occult knowledge, cursed knowledge, words to melt the eyes of anyone who reads them, songs of murder, and otherwise. You'll certainly have enough time, Bernard. You'll certainly have time enough. We've picked up a copper key. I presume then goes here. Library in Ulberg rather than Britain. You're an avid reader, aren't you, Bernard? You can't read these books, but don't fret. It'll pave your road to new knowledge. You'll start to think of yourself as a cataloguer, a librarian. There's a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Gaze toward the window seems as good a place as any to start. Okay. We've probably by a number of books in each row. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 3, 5, 4. 4, 6, 7, 8. 5, 4, 8. Mm. 5, 4, 8, 1. No. Did I miscount somewhere? So, if we did indeed miscount, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Is it a right box? It's in 5, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that should still be 8 by my calculation. Oh. What am I... I really can't. It should be 5, 4, 8, 1. Unless... There are 3 other books. But they are not placed on the shelf. Unless it is instead a matter of colour, which there's no reason to believe that is the case. Oh. Based on There's always usually based on color. Based on position of it all. Seems I missed some books. Unless, oh wait, no, I might be. Well, might be complicating this. Is it 4, 6, 5, 3? There we are. I thought considering they had forward alignments, that made sense. We need something else to remove. It is definitely very threatening, Joe. Will not deny. There's a screwdriver. I imagine it'd be rude if there were things in here at the moment. Things are possible when you open your mind to the possibility. We'll see if leaving is even possible.
Your mind is small. Your mind is fragile. A tiny fissure here, a little force there. No more burnout. We could make you a shambling husk, make you walk these halls forever. But we see your curiosity, your potential. We have something more in mind for you. We think you like it.
What a nice little library. Rather brief, but well crafted. So what is erasure? Working alone at night, only the hum of dozens of deep simulation ponds to keep you company. Something is waiting for you. Well, we shouldn't keep them waiting then. let's see. Okay. For sensitivity warning. There'll be some overwhelming visuals. Reanimate. Right. And what did you do to the dog? Oh. I was moving it. So we have a user deceased and a user abusing the safety protocols. We need to establish the link. There's a reset simulation. File reclamation. Buffer is empty at the moment. Okay. Initialized by reclamation. I go to floor 14 for the abuse of security protocol. So first objective is to find the user. Bit of meat. Okay. So that's let's do it all again, I think. This is user deceased again. Indeed. We need to be quicker for all of that. Oh, no, there's just more deceased users. Unable to connect. I can definitely see why this game would be overwhelming. We do like Cyber Relive, especially when built around the interfaces of older technology. Elon's children, the beige. Middle-class housing, beige. Sprinklers, beige. Your skateboard feels like the only real thing in this place. Right, controls are fairly standard. We're not going on that? Maybe not. Maybe it is best to just walk around these parts. I don't know, it doesn't seem to appreciate our attempts at grinding on the fountain. I don't see anything else that's really sort of thing you wouldn't really grind on. Oh. Well, that's good. We'll find something a little bit more. Well, still, it seems to really be qualifying. Down the hole. Unless I'm misinterpreting what they mean by grinding when they take the whole space. Which is, of course, a possibility. Will not deny this. So it's not an endlessly looping world. Can be dragged off the map by that. This is one of those demos that feels like there's possibly more going on. It's something that's possibly worth looking into and seeing how far it's come. Also, it's certainly intriguing. Let's take a look at the preview video and see. Is this a look only first-person skateboard simulator? Looks to be. Which isn't a bad thing in the slightest. And to moon. Centuries, the town of Ashfield has celebrated Thanksgiving with a week-long festival. But everything changed in 1986. What happened? No way to find out. Is Overdrive by Gibson, Caves of Steel by Arsenal, Delirious New York by Koolhaas, Gospel of Zarathustra by Nietzsche. Okay. I do appreciate that, like, the aggressive transitions. Welcome, Kenny. How are you doing tonight? Oh. Okay. I thought there might have been some actual verbiage hidden in there, but no, not quite. I'm doing quite well, thank you for asking. I'm very glad to hear you're doing fine tonight yourself. Welcome to the very first Haunted PS1 demo disc in 2020. And our dogs do love to be quite loud. Autumn was always a highlight of mine. It really grips you with its fantastic sense of visuals. Welcome, Brit. How are you doing yourself? Ironically, in the process of getting lost, I think I'm actually making progress. Ah, it's a fantastic use of dreamlike coloration and lighting. So there is a jump function. That'll be an important aspect for this. Why the change in scenery? And you are too kind. I know it's definitely somewhere between an eclipse, black hole, or something. Otherwise, uncomfortably and otherworldly. No matter where we go, this darkened moon hangs overhead. I'm walking around in a circle. You know, I definitely felt that transition. We reached a new state. Somehow, some way. Hmm. It is indeed. One of a growing number of iterations. Thank you very much. Give me one moment. Because the art was done by the wonderful Pepperoni-chan. They do use they them pronoun. But yes, their work is always fantastic. I'm always delighted to work with them. No worries. I'm doing quite well, thank you for asking. What about you? I try once again. Figure out how to leave this pulsating dreamlike forest. There's a way to run. Oh, I mean, why would you want to given the scenery? There's a house. Oh, doesn't seem very home-like in the slightest. What? I thought how swiftly the ending here just ends abruptly. Such is the nature of its rhyme, of course, but you'll definitely see me cycle through quite a few options. Each avatar will be reflective of a general tone you might expect in any given stream or part of a more interwoven narrative at times. I like to experiment. Snowy Castle. Navigate the castle grounds to relight candles as atmospheric exploration game. Okay, those. Okay, I didn't probably remember which order we're working with here. And just you. Here we are. So there are 24 candles to be found. So we are quite slidey. One of them was speaking to us? Possibly. I'm very glad you appreciate them. There's candle number 4 out of our 24 hidden. Very important to listen out for that humming. Don't you know when a candle is aggressively nearby? this. But very nice to hear. We do always love passion and self-improvement. Okay, so that's entire loop around. Look what we need. We need to go further. That just stops that. There's number 11. It's always nice to leave things up to the imagination. Yes. As long as you give something a concrete state, people often perceive it as immutable, static, and expected. And that's no fun, is it? I mean, all three can be true. There is no mutual exclusivity between those states of being, yes? I have not. Lots of wandering for candles over here. I see, very fair. Oh, we do always like the return to streaming. The wonderful form of self-expression, it really does allow people to find their own rhythm. That's what I thought. So, there are still 4 left. Are they? A chance. Beyond the gate, in the center of the castle. I feel like I've wandered around nearly everywhere else that exists. Oh. Still more to do. There's another door that hasn't been opened yet. I mean, every pair has their own varied ways of expressing comfort in the friendship. Some do it through affectionate bullying. Some do it through flirting. Some do it through increasingly ornate challenges of violence. I am missing something simple. When it comes to these remaining 4 handles. Lamb is a fantastic source of meat. I mean, I do get mistaken for Alucard with notable frequency, especially because my present icon on damn near everything is a Castlevania character who is lesser known. This movie I didn't actually explore. Oh, indeed, there's one. I do indeed recall. Bastion. It's been a while since people have compared my voice to characters, but for a fair while, Bastion was the single most common. And that is still, unlike still a very high compliment. Yes. And find 2 more. can't be from a way that is directly outside, because I feel like I've wandered around in the snow. And here I am immediately eating my words. Very fair game. Very fair. I have indeed. I mean, when you play a die-hard video game, what else are you to do sometimes? Variation of Saturn. I believe so. Okay, that just loops. It's almost never a race. I almost never use expletives out of rage. It's usually more for punctuation, for emphasis. Because sometimes few things really get the point across. Like a well-timed execution of the word fuck. When you overuse it, it loses its edge, but when you reserve it, when you truly need that punctuation, you grant power to the word. Effigy. Explore an abandoned prison moon that has been overrun by a cult of former inmates in this fast-paced retro FPS. Okay, let's... I think it's natural to get expletives heavily in your vocabulary. Only what you do after that point that really matters. And there's nothing wrong with a heavy use of expletives, ultimately. Because it really adds... It's all sort of matters of personal choice that really make that important variety. After all, if everyone spoke the same, it wouldn't be very fun now, would it? Okay. Begin the demo. The Valley of the Faithful. Find which part of the elevator. Because you are enemy. Want to know. Vessel of cool, refreshing, glowing blue liquid. For health? So retro FPS with those like flasks? Not over at the moment. So now we are on the clock. I have to remember where the elevator is. There we go. Always a little to pick and most probably would add a little bit more credence to the horror side of this. Also, I have a feeling you're going to be... Okay. Now you'll be coming after me, I presume. But they give up quite easily. Very well, let's see what's down here first then. Okay, so... It's all just the flask. Effigies... Okay... Those like inspired... Retro FPS. I think the way that certain words come about to be offensive likely has different roots for different languages. The part of that also comes from recognizing precisely which words are considered offensive in English and what they represent. Chiefly that they all are things that are crass and run in the face of classical and puritanical values. Oh, wonderful, we have more health now. All because we got curious about when. Probably not precisely, considering English has different... English and French have different structures to their sounds. Which is part of why things get curious with English, because English will just happily utilize loan words wholesale. Sometimes twisting their pronunciation, sometimes not. Much like how karaoke is completely a Japanese term, just borrowed wholesale and often mispronounced English as karaoke. I was reading my double jump, thank you. No patience with some of these enemies. Okay, so we still only have this pistol. Let's use of light ammunition. That one's good faster. Plus we can nodge up over things and jump right back onto them if we so desire. So there's another path over here. Does that go anywhere? It does not seem to. And I would not like to take my chances presently. We can kill all these enemies and take their ammunition, but not their weapons. Most curious. Okay, what's here? Oh. Here's a corpse. Got it. Old bone fragment that's not from a human body. Indeed, much like G's and its various alterations. Same with Golly. Gadzooks. And they all sound so very Commonly cartoonish. Oh, absolutely. Language is a fascinating beast. Okay. Doesn't seem you wish to speak to me, or can you speak to me? Ah, okay, no, we can. Just a bit acquainted. Don't worry about it. Right. I cannot currently purchase from you. Alright, let's trespass upon holy ground. It's a nice little arena battle going. Maybe not an arena battle? The build-up felt like it was for and yep, right in the middle of a combat arena. Right? Just me? The other thing, personally, I was expecting... I was expecting a boss, but also just a horde of enemies alongside them, you know? Okay, what's up here? Oh. Don't mind me accidentally, using the teleporter to avoid your fire. Happens. We've opened a new door. We have so much ammunition. Didn't even notice what I actually picked up there. Ah, hold on. Ah, mining laser. Might be a little bit more. Much more my speed. Oh, it's nice and trapped. I do things uncomfortably out of order. We're fine. It's a very crass and rude sound, and therefore it should not be uttered. I mean, unfortunately, it really does feel like just burning women at the stake really was just kind of a pastime in its own right. The reasoning was always secondary. Indeed, there was such an endless double standard throughout the eons. Well, only one door to exit from here. Indeed. So very abhorrent. Oh. Monies is... I should do a power orb run at some point. Oh. Right here. And immediately missed the platforming. There we are. Excellent. Guess I've had plenty of time to reload while running away. I mean, fundamentally, is that not in response to our difficulties for women to actually hold on to anything independently through the ways the system is currently designed? Lord have mercy, this quite the lengthy stage. Open the store yet? Yes, I have. That's the door. Being outside. It's in lobby key. Not even certain, not really chalk it up to a matter of intelligence. Honestly, it's more that people realized how easy it was to control their peers and hold on to power. influence things and dictate society so that it benefits them and them alone. It's much more a case of a decline in empathy, really. I mean, as someone who is more cynical, my rough guess is probably more around 1960s, 1970s. Progressivism definitely got more momentum in early 1970s. Bank accounts definitely existed quite a bit further back than that, after all. Keep in mind that one of the most classical cowboy stories involves bank robberies, and that's in the 1800s. Letters were kept more by hand as a result. But nonetheless. Killer bees. Found footage from the Killer Bees cast has been leaked online. It ruins what the officials had hint all these years. Strictly 18 plus. Yeah. Precisely. Physical archive rather than a digital one. Let's see what Killer Bees has to offer. So, should be under this. I love that they pull a lot of the visual effects inspirations from B-movie horror and made it literally. About bees. Alright, let's see how tape 1 goes on hard. It doesn't seem like we can actually interact with doors. So interactions are limited to shining lights. And I presume shooting bees. Indeed, life is still difficult and chaotic, just... Oh. Oh. That takes a lot more of my ammunition than I was expecting. I see someone's really stomping around in this home. We should be more careful, they might attract the bees. Very good audio, though. Okay, 14 shots. Holding shots to kill a swarm of bees each time. As do I. PS1 demo discs are... always a treat. So full of... fascinating concepts. Not interact with book. Can I not answer the phone? Perhaps not. And go back to this TV with static. Was that just a logging tape tool? Fundamentally. It's just a matter of survival now. be fair, when dealing with a horror film, does anyone ever truly have a steady hand? So we need to kill another set of bees here before we can move on. Seems to be okay, we need to kill a third swarm of bees. Also, I believe no, it's fourth. This is my dominion, I can do precisely what I want. Whatever puns I wish to make are mine and mine alone. Not hostile? I mean, after all, I presume I walk at you and... Oh? You want to kill her? Well... seems you need to find your own source of... Hold on. We need to deal with the bees first. Is that clear? No, there's still one more set we need to deal with. Also a different weapon than the one that I possess. I was trying to think of some way to actually be clever with wordplay around antihistamine. But nothing came to mind. It is nice and simple but effective little shooter. But because you get forced in these very confined spaces where you must deal with bees. Okay. The demo for Giant Illusion being a bit longer. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 demos left. A little horror game about a haunted ramen mascot. Welcome, Tasty Ramen. Oh hey, welcome to the special gameplay demo version of Tasty Ramen. Quick explanation before we can start. We can run while holding the shift key. You can grab items by pressing E. You can place them again by pressing E again. Pressing the left mouse button will make you throw them. But items that hit the ground can make attracting noises. Want to see if you get tired of the game? Escape lets you leave right away. Let's hold on to this. A bit of... No. Oh. Goodness, they gave up. Oh. That's what I get. It's always important to have a PlayStation keyboard on hand. I guess the real question is, what things could you not get as an accessory for the PlayStation in the end? I've managed to escape the colourful aura. And we do like a nice proper credit scene. Okay, what lies... No. The end lies beyond the door. Ah. But with only a few things left for us tomorrow, we'll go ahead and wind down slightly early. But I hope you have enjoyed this look at the old PS1 demo disc. We'll return tomorrow with the remaining demos, starting with Insomnia. But until next time, let us see where we shall go tonight. Alright. So, we have a few options of games to send you forward to tonight. We have 7 Days to Die. We have The Elder Scrolls Online. We have Minecraft. We have Schedule 1. We have Mafia 2 Definitive Edition. We have Repo. We have Super Metroid. We have some karaoke. And we have some Animal Crossing. What sounds the most appealing for the remainder of your night? Otherwise, I can just send you forward to some of a Metroid from Mori the Gremlin. Please will give her as much of affection as you can. We'll get through the other set of demos in this disc tomorrow. But until then, please do all that you can to enjoy the remainder of your evening. And as always, take care and good night.